Winter is upon us and skin dehydration is on. Normally when talking with patients, this is the #1 thing they notice with their skin during this time, which is not surprising considering Minnesotan humidity is at like a negative 2000%. Don't cite me on that. But usually, instead of saying that they're not using enough of hydrating serums or moisturizers, I often hear the #1 fault being they're not drinking enough water. And I get the thought process, right? A dehydrated body probably means dehydrated skin, but considering that most dehydration in the skin comes from external factors like the environment or harsh chemicals, is drinking more water really the best solution? Which poses today's video research question. Does drinking more water increase skin hydration? So before we dive into the research, let's quickly talk about why having water in the skin is so important. From a functional standpoint, we need to have water in our skin so the desquamation process can occur. Desquamation. This is the process of shedding dead skin cells and signaling that new healthy cells can grow. When we can't have this process, that's when the flaky, almost scaly appearance occurs in our skin. You know, when you try to put on your beautiful foundation and you look like a little slippery snake. From a beauty standpoint, dehydrated skin just looks more wrinkly. As we age, structures of our skin changes and making it harder for us to pull in moisture and retain it. It's not just about having water in the skin, it's also about having enough facial oil to lock it in and prevent that water from evaporating. But what do researchers say about drinking water as a method of treatment for skin dehydration? There are certainly studies out there that say drinking at least 2 liters of water a day can help with skin hydration. But let's look at the evidence across the board. In 2018, the Journal of Skin Research and Technology decided to do a meta-analysis of the topic. Out of all the research that was published, only 23 articles were considered credible enough to be part of the criteria. Of that research, the overall consensus was that the correlation was pretty weak. There was a little bit of clinical evidence to suggest that drinking more water, particularly in people who didn't drink really a lot of water to begin with, did see some benefit within the textural aspects of their skin and the elasticity of their skin, so feeling like they had a little bit more bounce. But there was no correlation to be found between transepidermal water loss, skin pH, and sebum production. Overall, more research has to be done to be able to definitively say that drinking more water increases skin hydration. So here's what we can take away from this research. Do I think that there's enough research out there to definitively prove that drinking more water will decrease your skin dehydration? No. Do I think it's a bad thing? Absolutely not. Keep drinking water. I'm not suggesting at all that water and your skin does not have any sort of connection. Our skin is still an organ in our body, and we still need water in our body to function properly. But what I am saying is that if you are noticing a lot of skin dehydration, the first method of solution should probably be topical products, both humectants and emollients, meaning water-based and oil-based. The humectants will help to pull in that moisture into their skin, and the emollients will help to create a nice oil layer to trap it in. My favorite hydrating ingredients are things like glycerin, hyaluronic acid, aloe vera, and urea. My favorite emollients are things like facial oils, squalene, and ceramides. Check out your moisturizers to make sure that they have both. And if they don't, make sure that you get one of each. Thanks for watching Skin Health by Lindsay, and if you have any questions or comments, please leave below. And as always, subscribe if you want to keep watching more skin videos backed by science.